Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. It's the Bundesliga. It's week 8. Caution. After the international break, we see some dodgy results. Does that mean that we're going to see Bayern Munich or Dortmund drop points? Maybe Leipzig, they've got a tricky tie away from home. But before we go to Tan and Alex and obviously your third guest, press the link in description. Ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we will notify you. You'll never miss any content. Again, you press the link in description. That'll take you over to the articles. Articles are by Tan, by Alex, by Dave, by Martin, and they love a parlay over there. We have that 2-team parlay at the end of the show. We need your input because we have been struggling, maybe only getting 2 out of the 4. We want 4 out of 4 because that'll really boost our numbers. Big games this weekend, massive games this weekend. Alex, before we have a look at the records, are you expecting upsets?
Not many of them, to be honest. I think that the results will be on our side this weekend. I have this very good feeling about this round of fixtures in Germany. I think that 4-1 last round. So I'm on the uptrend in Bundesliga, and I'm expecting even more this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got to a great start last time because I went with Werder Bremen, Schalke. Draw at plus 260 on a Friday night. Always sets up your weekend. And then Bayern Munich go and win in Dortmund. Tan, are we expecting any Tan madness?
No, madness, no. This week, not particularly. I also see that for the way it is combined, the calendar, for how seems to me that the big ones are going to be focused. Don't want to say it's going to be all smooth, but not from the big ones that. I mean, there won't be any surprise from that, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let's have a little look at the records. I think we made quite a few units, so we're getting ourselves where we want to be. Alex plus 403, Tancredi plus 355, Flash at minus 175. That can get wiped out in one go. Parlays up 1.8, so that means the total's up at 7.63, which we're more than happy with, but we want to get that into double digits this week. And looking at some of the games, if they go our way, we're definitely going to be over that 10 units. Let's start off with probably the easiest penalty kick of the week, and it's Bayern minus 700, draw plus 950, and Werder at plus 2200. We'll come to you, Tan, because you got your hat on.
Obviously. When I go to post office and I put my hat on, all the old people, they just open the queue in 2 and they let me go through. This is really the magic. It's like the magic stick of Harry Potter. Look, obviously, minus 700. It's ridiculous. It's always hard to find value in the Bayern games, and obviously can't be the value anything related about them winning, if not winning by a large margin, which I'm not sure will happen with Werder Bremen. You know, Werder Bremen is not possibly the most entertaining pack over there. They've been strange. They had 4 draws in a row, all 1-1. It's strange because the Bundesliga is not giving the same stats in terms of goals that have been week in, week out, always consistent every season. Always Bundesliga has been the season with the league with most goals. Not so far here. Werder Bremen representing perfectly this kind of a trend. Not Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich never failed about scoring how much they have to score. But especially what happened with them is that when they enter the game and they are focused, which has happened almost all the time except against Hoffenheim, they are into the game since the very beginning. It's not like, oh, look, we are just taking a break and then we are back in second half. No, their power of overtaking the opponents has always been up since the very beginning. And for this reason, I say that in my opinion, which it has happened in almost every game but one so far for Bayern Munich, to at least over 1.5 goals scored, but in the first half, not in the second half. This way to be concentrated since the very beginning, I value a lot. So over 1.5 goals in the first half.
Okay, what about Bayern win to nil, Alex? Minus 2.5 or to win both halves?
No, you know that I don't agree with that. Win both halves. You are forcing it. Come on, no. Yes, they are Bayern Munich, but if they take a good lead at halftime and like Tan said, they might easily go 2-0 at halftime, you know. Again, we've seen them against so many teams that they are a little bit relaxed in the second half, and they might even concede a goal. And they conceded a lot of goals this season. And on the other side, Werder scored in every match so far. So probably we will see another both team to score situation here. Let's talk a little bit about some players: Sané, Gnabry, Goretzka, Zule. Coming from the international break after that heavy defeat against Spain 6-0, which I don't know the last time when a German team lost 6-0 in any competition. Spain, pure and simple, destroyed them. It was like Germany was the first country who got the vaccine for the COVID, you know, in that 6-0. This is the joke that is happening right now on Twitter. But it's a funny one. Yeah, don't think it too much, Tancredi. Don't think it too much.
It took me a bit to understand.
Okay. I will translate it to you after the show if you want. If you want, I will also make a nice draw if you want.
No, it's enough that is hilarious. The moment will become hilarious. It will be nice. But that not even a draw without that, I guess.
Yeah, so as we are speaking about Bayern Munich week in and week out, it's very tough to find value, but sometimes it's important that there is such a team because we will focus more on finding the value, you know. It will not come so simple. Okay, they win both halves, minus 1.5, whatever, okay, so on. No, I really think that Werder Bremen will find the back of the net. And I think that they will do it in the second half after Bayern Munich will stop scoring and they will relax a little bit, let's say.
Bayern and over 3.5. I can't see Werder scoring. I really can't. I really cannot see Bayern score. Werder scoring. Also, we got United Channel says I was cool with Flash until I found out he played for Arsenal. I never played for Arsenal.
No. He
never played for Arsenal.
If he was playing for Arsenal, he wouldn't be here because.
I tell you what, United Channel, try Wikipedia and not Wikipedia. Okay.
Okay, it will be very tough for you to find Flash on Wikipedia also, because not many stuff about his career is written there, you know.
But you have to look for Gordon Watson, not for Flash.
Listen, it is what it is, so don't even worry about it. Now, okay, so it's buying all the way. It's just how you find the value. Not so sure that Werder score myself. I like this game, though. Bielefeld, plus 550. Draw, plus 330. And Leverkusen at minus 180, Alex. Minus 180 may not look too good, but you stick it with a couple of other of the low-hanging fruit, and you've got good value.
I mean, Leverkusen are one of my favorite teams in terms of watching a team playing. We talked about at the beginning of the season with so many draws on their part, but in the same time, they were creating many opportunities, and they were very unlucky. And they demonstrated that over the last 4 matches. 4 wins, in most of them they scored at least 3 goals. They are coming after a magical win, in my opinion, against Gladbach, a Gladbach side that they are leading their Champions League group, a Gladbach side that kept Real Madrid and Inter Milan to 2-2 draws, that destroyed Shakhtar, and here we are, lost 4-3 against Leverkusen, a Leverkusen side that they have pace, they have speed, they are combining very nice between them. From the midfield and up, they are really powerful. On the wings, they are totally fast. They are helping from the defense, from the left and right back. In front, they are going, they are pressuring their opponent like crazy. They are putting many balls in the box, in the opponent box. And let me give you some important stats for this match. You know me that I'm not the prop kind of guy when it comes to football, but Arminia Bielefeld have registered the fewest corners in each of their Bundesliga games. Corners. Leverkusen -1 on the Asian handicap on the corner side is at 1.8. So I think that this should be a lock. But because I don't like in general to play the corners marketer, I'm just giving you some stats here. I think that Leverkusen should win this against an Armenia side who are not the worst side in the league right now, but they are coming after so many defeats in a row. I think that I don't know how many of them, 5 of them, something like that. They started good the league, but after that 5 defeats in a row. Leverkusen and over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.75.
Okay, yeah, I like Leverkusen. They're my team to be the surprise this year. It took them 3 or 4 weeks to get going. They played okay, but obviously they lost Kai Havertz, and now they're just making sure that they win games. And I tell you what, even when they got beat or they let us down and they should have won and over 1.5, they missed so many opportunities. Tan, no Bielefeld, so there's no Tan madness. Are we just going to go straight with, don't complicate it, the away win?
Yes, totally. It's not part of my top 5 because the odds, in my opinion, are reflecting the table, but not how difficult will be for Leverkusen. But still, for how difficult, anyway, Leverkusen to win.
Okay, move on. Monchengladbach, -190. Draw +375. Augsburg +500. Augsburg, completely different animal on the road. Monchengladbach, the surprise team after the first 8 weeks in Bundesliga. Tan, again, don't complicate it. Maybe stick it with Leverkusen.
With Gladbach, you want to say?
No, don't complicate it. Stick Gladbach with Leverkusen.
You mean stick with in a parlay?
Of course.
On that point of view, totally. It is part of my top 5 tips. This because the -90 in this case, it is reflecting how will be. Well, if they are loser, are loser. If they are winner, I will ask to the chat. Do you want creative tips that are not winning, or do you want the tips that are gonna win? I leave it the choice to I belong to people, so
we're just joking. Move on. We are just joking. Come on.
Yeah, totally Gladbach. Totally Gladbach to win. Yeah, it's and again the -190 in this case, it is reflecting what will be on the pitch. Also, Gladbach are in a situation where even if they have the Champions League game, it is supposed to be the easiest of all because it's the one where they host Shakhtar that they have already trashed in Ukraine. Anyway, they don't have to travel at least, and they are leading the group. And Augsburg, as you said, completely different. When they are on the road, they look like are flesh on these guys when he's going to watch football at the stadium because everybody recognizes him. So he's putting fake bird and fake nose and glasses not to be recognized. Say the truth.
Alex, Gladbach, been impressive with them. Powerful, strong, pace. And also, apart from the 4 they let in against Leverkusen, they've looked okay at the back as well.
I mean, before that, I want to say that you have some more haters. If in the first show on the Serie A, you had Don07, now Rude Boy is saying that Flash was an overrated player.
No, I was.
No,
I was
come
totally.
on.
No. I make him right. I was totally overrated. None of my teammates liked me. None of the managers liked me. I was very, very overrated. Probably that's the truest thing he's ever said.
Okay, let me say, and I'm gonna step my foot in to defend the Flash. I don't know if he was an overrated player, but he was a player. You are an hater. Hello.
Yeah, but sometimes, see, that's the other thing, Tan, that sometimes it's best to say nothing. But listen, I don't mind. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's a family. You get a lot of stick around the dinner table from your older or younger brothers. It's no problem.
You say best when you say nothing at all.
There you go. There's
Wow.
Christmas #1 coming out from Tan. Alex, where'd you find the value by going with Gladbach?
Next, the voice of Italy, Tancredi Palmieri.
You say best when you say nothing at all. The smile on your face. Like, gone.
Okay, Gladbach, yes, Gladbach is the team to take, maybe in a parlay. But I won't touch on this match from the winner's perspective. I think that they will win. Augsburg, very disappointing in the last match. I don't know how they managed to lose 3-0 against Hertha at home. But as you guys said, they are a different animal on the road. But I think that Gladbach should bounce back after that 4-3 defeat against Leverkusen. Gladbach are creating a lot right now. And this is a good thing about this Gladbach side. So if you want to have more value, maybe you can go with Gladbach and over 2.5 goals. Maybe Gladbach -1 on the Asian handicap. Maximum of push, in my opinion. But also Barsaman is making a good point. Marcus Thuram there. The man to follow right now for Gladbach with Alassane Plea injured, so he will miss this game. Marcus Thuram is the guy to watch in this one at 2.2 anytime goal scorer.
Okay, Hoffenheim +140, Alex, draw +290, and Stuttgart at +230. If ever there was an Alex classic, this is it.
Yes, very important to know that some of the injuries that Hoffenheim had, like Kramaric is back from a coronavirus, so he will be the man to follow in that attack of Hoffenheim. He's the most important player that Hoffenheim have right now. When he's not there, they struggle to win and even to score. But Stuttgart are a team to follow, and we always made some profit this season with the Stuttgart. And a nice hot stat, Stuttgart have scored 5 Bundesliga away goals from their 7 away goals. So after halftime, so maybe you want to put Stuttgart to score in the second half at a nice price of 1.85.
Yeah, I was also thinking both teams to score in the second half, Tan.
Also that.
I go with Hoffenheim to win here. +140, fantastic odds. Hoffenheim possibly got overexcited after thrashing Bayern, and they lost a bit the plot. But in Germany, because in Europa League, they had 11 goals scored and 1 conceded out of 3 games, obviously 3 wins out of 3. While the last 5 in Bundesliga after beating Bayern were 4 defeats and 1 draw. By the same time, Stuttgart, that looked more consistent compared to Hoffenheim, but in the last 3 games, they had 3 draws, but actually there were games they were supposed to win. So their trend, even if has been a disaster for Hoffenheim in Germany in the last games, but their trend has been lowering for Stuttgart. Kramaric is back, Hoffenheim at home, and after 5 games, I believe, considering that Europa League is set for them, the qualification for them is set, I'm fully convinced that they are totally into this game. They have to grab this. +140, in my opinion, the odds of the week.
I think that I will have to go against you there. I don't think that also the boys in the chat, Jack, Pancake, and also Vitalus are saying that Stuttgart will not lose this one. I think that you're not correct when you're saying they had to win those games that they drawed, for example. Let's not forget that they are still newly promoted team. Yes, huge experience in Bundesliga, everything, but it's not like they must win their games against Eintracht Frankfurt, which was an amazing 2-2 draw in, if you ask me. Schalke, okay, let's say that they could have won that match against Schalke, but Schalke a little bit transformed.
And against Koln, look,
against Köln. No. Köln are a tough opponent. They are a tough opponent.
But if
The only match that you are right against Schalke. That I can give you.
But if Stuttgart are, I'm saying that they are a decent team. But if they were as good as it seemed, for many reasons that you say, like say they are just newly promoted, of course. But if they were good if they were new Hoffenheim, they would make the most of 2 out of 3 of those games with those chances.
Let me ask you.
It's physiological. It's physiological that they drop points. But that's why I'm saying Hoffenheim in this plus 140. I don't look back. I say no. They would have to go back for the way that Hoffenheim is getting to this, and also for the way the trend that I see Stuttgart getting to this.
Let me ask you, Dan. Stuttgart or Union Berlin? Which is first in your book right now?
Wow. Yeah, you're right to look like that. That's a tough one.
You know, if that would be crowd, I would say Union Berlin. In this way, I would say level.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Let's move on. Well, we'll come to you, Tam, because it's your team. Schalke, plus 270. Draw, plus
you know when it is my team? When you give me...
Wolfsburg, plus 105. When you make a prediction at the start of the season,
it was not a prediction.
38 games.
The prediction is about... No, wait. I stick with my title prediction all the way till the end. All the way till the end.
I mean, the good thing is you could spin this. This is where you've got to become a bit of a politician, because your prediction was that they will be the surprise team.
No, I said...
And they have been a massive surprise.
They usually English journalists are twisting the sense of words of someone else talking. They usually, not footballers, journalists. I said that they could be surprised, but it wasn't like, it's going to be like that. One thing is the prediction about relegation and surprise is different. By the way, are you going to do this every week, every time we mention?
Not if they start doing well.
Seriously?
No.
Or it's going to be the last one?
No, if they start winning games, I won't mention that you said that they could be the
so you're going to do this every week?
No. If they start getting close to that European spot, then no, I will not mention that you were right.
They won't. But I even said, because you are not correct, give me though at the end of the transfer window, so it was in 2 games time, give me though the chance to reconfirm. And after 2 games, I said, no, I take it back. But of course, for you, that it doesn't work. It doesn't count. No,
You show weakness. No,
I show weakness. I always do that. Anyway, Schalke, not entertaining, not showing off. There is nothing to show off. But since the managerial change, at least they got some sense, some structure in the way they are on the pitch. At least, obviously, the main point there was trying to close the defense, trying to close the gate, conceding less, and trying a bit to speculate. Obviously, it's so hard for them to score that obviously they got worried in that way. Draw with Union Berlin, draw with Stuttgart, draw with Mainz. 2 out of these 3 were under 2.5 goals. In between, there was also a defeat against Borussia Dortmund, but that obviously it's a sad thing. It's understood thing. So I would say, considering that also Wolfsburg is not exactly the team you pick for both teams to score, they in 3 out of the last 5 goals, 5 games, they've registered under 2.5 goals, which is so unusual in Germany. So not part of my top 5 picks, but I go with under 2.5 goals here, which I know that people in the chat hate, but that's what I sense.
Okay, let's keep going. Schalke, Wolfsburg, is it a draw, both teams to score? And are you going unders, Alex?
Everybody for sure that the ball with Wolfsburg. But I think that this is the trap of the week. I don't know. I have this feeling about this match. And also, I will give you an important stat. Only one of the last 23 head-to-heads between Schalke and another opponent has seen the team to score first eventually lose. So who score first wins this one. Let's say
or doesn't get beat.
Or doesn't get beat, yes.
Yeah, so that's it. Don't be piling on at, say, like 1.3 if they go 1-0 up, because it could end up being 2-2 or 1-1 and you're going to get crushed. Okay, let's move on then. I like this game. Alex, it's Frankfurt plus 280, draw plus 320. Leipzig at minus 105, which is a real tempting price. I like both teams to score. Frankfurt, dangerous from set pieces. Went 2-0 down in the last game against Stuttgart, came back and again scored from a set piece.
Yeah, they are great on set pieces. They have Bas Dos there. They have Andre Silva there. Andre Silva is the player. Hinterrager, not Hintergarten.
No, Hintergarten.
We're not in the kindergarten. But it's very important to say that Leipzig have covered their last 14 penalties in all competitions. So I think that we should see a penalty in this game from the type of play that RB Leipzig are doing it right now. They want to enter with the ball in the net directly, to go directly there, and after that to score. So they are combining very well there. They have great players. Angelino is superb in my opinion lately. I think that this is the type of match that it's a 6-pointer, because also Eintracht Frankfurt, despite sitting 11th in the standings there, are a great team in my opinion, with a great firepower in front, with a decent midfield. So it will be really tough for RB Leipzig to win this one. But more than that, what to say? I love my Leipzig to win here at 1.9, and I will make them my banker of the week. I think that their experience and their solidity will be the key to this match, because Eintracht Frankfurt are a nice team to watch, but they are not so gelled like RB Leipzig are. Let's put it this way. So organized. Yes, maybe they will score. Nobody says no, because they have all the weapons to score. But RB Leipzig look better in all around the pitch, you know?
Yeah, and for some reason, Tan, I actually prefer Leipzig away from home, because they have the movement, they are patient, and obviously if the teams are going to come out because the home team needs to force the game, there's going to be spaces throughout the back four. So, yeah, Leipzig seem to be too good to be true at minus 105, though.
All very true. Very good point. And if that can happen at home of Eintracht Frankfurt, actually, like completely fitting this. Minus 105, wow, just grab it. Possibly so high only because Leipzig, yes, recovered their defeat against, it was against Gladbach, if I'm not mistaken. After, in the following game, the last one, they played the 3-0 against Freiburg, which was obviously an easy win, but only for that reason. But still, see, it was just one random week. Obviously, they are not Bayern, so you have to concede them that against those teams that are playing for that are fighting for a Champions League spot, Leipzig can concede. Also, let's remind the hell of a Champions League group they were involved in with Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United, where they're actually performing very well. So, in my opinion, totally 1 minus 5. Leipzig are reliable, stay reliable, and Frankfurt, the way they play, completely fitting to them.
And let's also say that RB Leipzig are the best defensive side in Germany right now. 4 goals in 7 matches conceded. That says a lot of their organizing at the back, you know. That says a lot of Nagelsmann.
I think both teams score in this one, Alex.
Yeah. Yes, let's say.
Because I tell you now, if both teams don't score, then it's Leipzig win to 0. You wouldn't do that, would you?
It depends also when Leipzig first goal will come, because you know we talked about their high pressure starting the beginning of the match. They want to score fast. Maybe we'll see a goal in the first half an hour. That is another good prop, in my opinion, to take in the match. Not Leipzig to score in the first half an hour, but obviously a goal in the first half an hour.
Yeah, maybe. Let's move on because I'm not getting involved in this game. Any game that says Hertha Berlin in, whether they win, lose or draw, I do not care, and I'm not going near any game they're involved in.
Why?
What happened?
What happened? Why you are traumatized by Hertha Berlin?
Because they let me down in week 2 or 3 of the season, and I said, that's it. They weren't even on a naughty step. They were out the window. So it's Hertha at plus 375, draw plus 320, and Dortmund at minus 135. Alex, a Dortmund fan, I'll come to you. Minus 135, that looks like a massive trap, because if you were going to play in this game, which I'm certainly not, it's just Dortmund to win.
Yeah, just Dortmund to win. I like the odds. I will play the Dortmund win here at minus 135. If in the last show of Bundesliga, I said that I'm expecting more from Luke Bacchio and Piontek, and they decided to score against Augsburg in the 3-0 win on the road. I will not mention them again, so I will stick with my Dortmund team. Jadon Sancho, Bellingham played for England also in this international break. Jadon Sancho, good performance also. They are up there. Reis is doing a great job also. Guerreiro, they have an outstanding team from the middle and up. And despite scoring, despite conceding 3 from Bayern Munich, and we expected a Bayern win in that match, and it was also the banker of the week, if I remember correctly, in the last round, Bayern to win against Dortmund. Dortmund are still 7 games with a clean sheet in 10 games in Champions League and Bundesliga this season. So again, you wouldn't expect that from a Dortmund side, but they improved big time at the back. So Hertha, I think that will have tough times to find the back of the net, in my opinion. Dortmund will control the game from the beginning till they are. What I observed in Dortmund's game in the last period of time is the way that they are constructing and they are creating, and even if they don't score fast in the game like in the first half, they will not lose hope till they will score 2-3 goals in the second half. They will not lose hope. They just need to stick with their plan, and this is what I love. This is all from the mental thing. So I think that they improved everywhere this season, despite that 3-2 loss against Bayern Munich again.
Okay. Did you go with Dortmund to win at Hertha, Tan?
Yeah.
Minus 135, it's much more than I expected. Probably helped by the fact that Dortmund lost at Bayern, but we know that is a completely different story, just nothing comparable. Hertha, they won. They got a little bit back because they won last week and a draw in the previous week. But let's face it, Augsburg probably finished the initial boost, initial enthusiasm, and needed a break. Wolfsburg, nothing special. So if you put it in context, it's a completely different thing. Minus 135 for Dortmund against Hertha, in my opinion, in a different moment of the season, wouldn't be so high, the odds.
And let's bring also some more value into the show. 75% of Dortmund's last 50 away wins saw them winning the second half of the game. And Dortmund to win the second half of the game is at around 1.95. Is exactly what I was talking before, saying that if they don't score in the first half, they have this great skill mindset that if they continue and they stick to their plan, they will eventually score in the second half. And even if they concede in the first half, they will win the second half. So 1.95 for Dortmund to win the second half is another great value bet, in my opinion.
Yeah, I prefer that. I prefer them just to win the second half at 1.95 than I do minus 135, which is obviously at 1.7.
Jack Pancake is saying the entire Dortmund squad was traveling in international break. Almost.
Everyone.
Almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
That's why we say proceed.
Almost. You have to consider one thing. Holland was supposed to play, and he didn't play in the end because Norway was not allowed to travel to Romania because of Alex. And then it was
because of Norway, because they are
because
stupid,
of you. It was a
So is he going to play or not?
No, he's gonna play, but I mean, he was not involved in both games because then Norway was compelled to play players that were not staying in Norway, so it will be fresh, easy, nice.
Imagine
anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime a goal scorer Haaland is around 1.5. So
anytime and every time.
Remember, we got that. Okay, so we've done the Serie A. And we liked Immobile and we liked Lukaku. Now are we liking Lewandowski and Haaland to stick him in a four-man parlay?
Lewandowski is simple to say, okay, Lewandowski will score. This is too simple. It's at 1.4 maximum.
But stick him in, though. What I'm saying is there's a goal-scoring parlay happening here. Haaland, Lewandowski, Immobile, and Lukaku.
Yes, and let me tell you a little bit about the story with the Norway Minister of Health. They said that
save that for the politics show.
All the players should stay in quarantine 10 days, and Holland traveled back to Dortmund. He tested negative, and the Dortmund said that we are in Germany, so we will actually follow the German rules, you know. So
exactly.
Erling Haaland will definitely play in this one.
No, it was stupid. It was stupid. I mean, it makes sense for the minister, but not then to let the people travel, because if it is a danger, you don't let them travel because it's like they bring the danger, the threat around.
Anyway, it was stupid from the first thing because they stopped them to travel on the airport. They were about to go in the plane and to come here in Romania to play, you know.
That is different because if you sense that it could be a problem because they can carry around, then it makes sense to stop them. What it doesn't make sense is then to let the single player, the single persons to travel. Or they are a threat or they are not a threat. If they are a threat, they don't have to travel, whether they are in squad or by themselves. If they are not a threat, you have to let them travel every time.
Okay, well, Jack's gone completely hammered in on Dortmund. He's like that. Berlin to win to nil, plus 900. Berlin just to win is 4.75, and it's Hertha, by the way. The reason I've let the boys rabbit on because the next game is one of those. Listen, it's like having a face only a mother could love. It's Freiburg at plus 120, draw plus 260, and Mainz at plus 240. Tan, I'm happy if you say pass.
It's not part of my top five.
I'm not sure there's a shock.
But this, in my opinion, this is the one of those games that is holding that easy over 2.5 goals, typical of Bundesliga. Mainz is the second worst defense. Freiburg, the third worst defense. 2 out of the 3 was German defense, and things will happen in that way.
Okay, Alex, do you see the over 2.5? 2 wrongs don't make a right most of the time.
No, yes, exactly. It's difficult to predict here, the over, the under. What I know is that only one of the last 22 Bundesliga head-to-heads between these two teams witnessed both teams to score at halftime. So what does that say to us? Not so many goals between them.
Okay.
In the first half.
Yeah, it's very tough. And so's the last game, apart from
so probably you can go over 1.5 goals in the second half at 1.9.
Over. So you think there'll be 2 goals in the second half for Freiburg and Mainz?
Yeah, probably yes.
Okay, so over 1.5 second half.
Let me say one thing though. Let me say one thing.
Will it be one thing though, Tan?
Yes, and let me say one thing. Mainz made register in 6 out of 7 Bundesliga games over 2.5 goals. Okay. And it was obviously mainly because they conceded, but they scored also sometimes. So 6 out of 7 games.
Okay, let's go to the last game. It just says goals. If you're brave, you'll know what Union Berlin are all about. They sit back, they wait, they pounce, they score. So it's Koln at plus 180, draw plus 240, and Union at plus 160, Alex. Union are far stronger than Koln, but Koln, they find a way to score.
Yeah, I know that I gave you this as one of my tips for this Bundesliga round, but I will retract it. So take it out. Okay. Because I saw some news half an hour before we entered to do the show. For example, one of their strikers is out with injury. Also, some other players, a midfielder is out with injury. So I really don't know what to say. I was going with Union Berlin, draw no bet. With any injury, I think that if their team was fully fit for this match, I think that they would have also won this game. Yeah. But with 2-3 important injury from the middle and up, I think that I will stay away.
Yeah, just leave it alone. I mean, just leave it alone. There's plenty other fish to fry, as it were. What about you, Tan? Are you leaving it?
I'm never leaving any game. Don't stop asking that for the rest of the season. If we'd stop saying that Schalke was my team. But anyway, as you said, so difficult for them to see unblock the game or scoring or anyway stay open, be open. Not part of my top 5 tips, but I'm with draw at the halftime. So if I have to pick one, I say that. While I have much more doubts about you, Flash, because I went on Wikipedia, Gordon Watson, and it tells me, are you searching for Gordon Watson, British antique dealer? Are you searching for Gordon Watson, New Zealand communist? Are you searching for Gordon Watson, Australian pianist? Are you searching for Gordon Watson, squash player? Are you searching for Gordon Watson, footballer?
I'm all of them.
Born in 1914. That's you, right?
Oh. Okay, let's have a little look at the picks, please, Fab. This week's picks. You'll see Alex's picks is Leverkusen to win and over 1.5 at minus 130. RB Leipzig gets the freestyle banker at minus 110. Shop around because I think you can get minus 105. Dortmund just straight win at minus 135. But Union with draw no bet at minus 110 is not really there. So don't read it. It's not there. He's retracted it because there's been injuries, there's illnesses. Don't get involved with the Union Cologne game.
Right, Alex the Turtle is retracting. Alex the
retract it. Take it out.
He's Alex the Turtle.
Like when you go to the dentist, they retract your teeth.
The Turtle.
Bayern.
Let's see the squirrel now.
The squirrel
Bayern
and the Turtle.
Over 1.5 goals in the first half. So Bayern over 1.5 goals in the first half. Anyone. So listen, it could be that Werder scored 2. It's just over 1.5 goals in the first half at minus 165. Dortmund freestyle banker for Tan at minus 135. Hoffenheim straight win plus 135. Don't complicate it. Gladbach at minus 190. Don't complicate it. And Leipzig at minus 110. I've just put 3 of them together. Leverkusen, Gladbach, and Frankfurt. And Leipzig, both teams to score. And it's plus 245. 1 unit parlay for me because I am heeding my own advice that after the international break, I don't really want to be getting involved and chasing minus 200s. Now, we need the 2-tip parlay.
I didn't know that you played 2 matches for England under 21 and you also scored a goal.
Yeah, I scored against Russia. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen, as fish and chip paper, as I say. Let's move on. This is what I do now.
Before this parlay,
obviously it wasn't that important because we cannot hear a word that Alex is saying. My 2-team parlay that I'm happy to put forward and be blown out the water is, don't complicate it, it's Leverkusen win, Gladbach win. What do we reckon, boys?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it, Tan?
I couldn't hear either this time.
He loves it. Okay.
Tell me the 2 games.
Leverkusen at 180, Gladbach at minus 190.
Gladbach, yes. Leverkusen, no. for me.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Also,
Leverkusen,
I want to put in a two-team parlay.
I would put Dortmund in place of Leverkusen.
Okay. Well, if you want parlays, then press the link in the description and you take you over to Alex's 2 free team parlay. There's articles over there from Tan and Martin, Dave. Also, I need you to subscribe. If you've not subscribed, then subscribe, press the button, ring the bell, and then that will notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And with the boys coming on from the college hoops, and we've got NBA coming back, we've got NFL on here. Who knows where we're going to slot in? I haven't got a clue, so I'm now going to have to go off and speak to the management. And maybe there'll be no Champions League next week. Maybe there'll be no Europa League next week.
What?
Well, the thing is, they're taking our slots. We're the poor relation round here. So the only reason that we're here is because of you. Thumbs up.
Before you rant on, don't rant on. I want to say a very nice parlay. A 2-team parlay, part of my official picks for this round of fixtures.
Well, send it in when I do the graphics.
No, it doesn't work like that. Leverkusen to win, to have more corners than Arminia Bielefeld, and Hoffenheim Stuttgart both in to score. Together, they are at 2.1 or plus 110.
There you go. Alex giving you more bones. Okay, then, everyone, have a great weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow at La Liga Lowdown with Roman joining us and obviously Martin Green because it's the La Liga show. They're a couple of weeks ahead of us, but it will be on tomorrow. I think it's at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy it in the chat. Thanks for all the comments. There's no such thing as a bad comment. We love your comments, Rude Boy. And we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Tan. You take care.
On Monday, right? Champions League show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.